This is Kat from Top Secret Travel. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, and I'm excited to bring you the latest news and offerings on all things travel. Remember, your clocks will spring forward, turn your clock ahead and lose an hour at 2 a.m. local time on Sunday, March 10th. This causes sleep disruptions and reduced sleep quality, but the American Academy of Sleep Medicine has a suggestion. If you slowly try to adjust your schedule by going to bed a little bit earlier, like for each day prior to Sunday, maybe 20 minutes or so, this should help you acclimate to the new time on Sunday. Let me know how that works for you. Not good. For this week's hot slice of pie, we have the following news stories. Please be careful to note these are just recaps of the news that we happened upon and are not in any way meant to reflect Top Secret Travel's views or the host agency's views. The first news story that we have for you hot off the press is Delta raises check bag fee. Starting March 5th, Delta will increase fees for the first and second check bags by $5 for most U.S. originating domestic and short-haul international routes. The first check bag for most passengers will now be $35, a change $5 up from $30, and the second will be $45 up from $40. The increase applies to new tickets. Anyone previously booked will pay the old prices even if their flights are scheduled for after March 5th. Please note that. Delta says this will help them deal with the rising industry costs, and this is the first increase that they've had to implement since 2018 on the U.S. domestic market. Sun Princess set sail after initial delays. Princess's new Sphere class Sun Princess started her maiden voyage for her Mediterranean season on February 28th, sailing from Rome. Per John Paget, the president of Princess Cruises, this is a historic day as our new Sun Princess sets sails on her inaugural voyage and our guests get to experience our sensational next level love boat firsthand. Sun Princess had to cancel its first cruise that was originally scheduled for February 8th, and then the second cruise scheduled on February 18th also had to be canceled because of the need for additional technical work at the Fincantieri, Italy shipyard. This gorgeous Sun Princess, with over 1,500 balcony cabins with its glass-enclosed dome, offers captivating views, and at night it becomes the transformational acrobatic Cirque Eloise. Some of the exciting dining concepts are the Spellbound by the Magic Castle and Love by Brito, my favorite, Romero Brito, among others. Sun Princess will run 7 to 21 night med cruises through September 14th when she leaves Barcelona to Southampton and further on her transatlantic journey back to Fort Lauderdale. Her sister ship Star Princess is still being finished at the Fincantieri shipyard, and she's scheduled for 2025. Royal Cruises adds a third dining time. Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines tested out and added a third dining time on the Wonder and Icon of the Seas, and ultimately it's adding it to the other ships as a new option for those who want something between 6:45 and 7:30 p.m. While we're talking all things royal, why not slice another juicy piece of that pie? Hey, it's Tuesday. I can work off the calories by Friday. Royal Caribbean ships are switching to shorter cruises. It's official, short cruises on a giant ship. They're coming. The Wonder of the Seas, the second largest cruise ship in the world, will switch to 3 and 4 night sailings out of Miami in August of 2025. Wonder, sailing for the last 2 years, holds up to 7,084 passengers. She currently is doing 7 night sailings out of Port Canaveral. Not only will Wonder do the shorter cruise segments, the new Utopia of the Seas, her sister ship, will join her in doing the same, but out of Port Canaveral starting July 24th of this year. The Florida market has spoken and Royal is taking notice. They see it as a more lucrative business to move the larger mega ships on the shorter runs to gain the groups of new to cruising customers. These cruises will be to the Bahamas with itineraries with stops in Nassau and the perfect day at Coco Cay, their private island in the Bahamas. The sailings begin August 25th, 2025 for Miami and July of 2024 in Port Canaveral. They will be priced at $321 per person, and that's for the 3 nights, and the 4 nights just $20 more at $341 per person. Comment below, does this interest you? Do you think you can see yourself in a 3-day weekend out of Port Canaveral, or a 4-day out of maybe Miami, a Monday through Thursday, at these great rates? I know this price point really interests me. So please comment below, because yours truly is on board. The next news story is about Mexico, a place that I was just at less than 2 weeks ago. Trouble in paradise, violence spreads to Mexico's tourist areas. A chilling new warning to American tourists in regards to the sunny beaches of Mexico. An American woman was killed in early February in crossfire between drug cartels near a beach in Tulum. Later in the month, gunfire broke out on the beach in Cancun, sending tourists to duck for cover. Not my idea of the vacation. These resorts were once off limits to the cartels, but now apparently they can go there, making their turf wars in or near destinations where we will be vacationing. The drug traffickers are fighting for the territory between each other. According to Jay Arms, whom Fox News interviewed, multiple cartels have now people in place selling drugs to the tourists. I can tell you for a fact they're selling drugs out of the bathrooms in those tourist areas. Oh, you gotta go pee pee? No, I can hold it. He goes on to say, so now multiple cartels are fighting for that same customer base. You know, we see them as tourists, but the drug cartels see them as either potential customers or potential victims. With the administration turning a blind eye to the cartels, the responsibility lies with travelers to do their homework before making any vacation plans south of the border. And I always stress, do your homework. That's from me. I can tell you personally, I went to Costa Maya one day and Cozumel the next day. Both ports were jam-packed with 6 ships on the dock and just mass tourism. We walked into the pier in Costa Maya. We spent a few hours there, and in Cozumel, we walked into town and we walked where the locals go. And they do try to ask you to come into their establishments, and you can politely decline if you're not interested in going in. I think it comes down to just don't go alone. Don't dress for success, meaning leave your Gucci designer stuff on the ship in your safe. And don't flash your cards, your money, your jewels, or your cell phone out in the open, where things could be available for a snatch and grab. If you use the restroom, go in pairs, wait for each other. If you're not able to do that, then try to use a tourist bathroom where there's a lot of activity and it's not one that's off the beaten path. I could go on and on about the travel street smarts, and I do in my other episodes, but for this news story, all I can say is he is telling it like it is. So just make the best decision for you, especially if you will be traveling alone in these areas. In other news stories, how to get TSA PreCheck for free. Well, first, let me explain what TSA PreCheck is for those of you who might not know about it. There's a program for flying that the TSA, Transportation Security Administration, offers called TSA PreCheck. And with it, you can breeze through your airport security and get to your gate in just minutes after arriving at the airport. Usually in these security lines, you would have to take off your shoes, your belts, your jackets, remove your electronics and your liquids from your carry-on bags. But with the TSA PreCheck, you don't have to do any of that. TSA says 99% of the PreCheck passengers get through security in 10 minutes or less, sometimes 5 minutes. PreCheck's available at over 200 airports nationwide. You have to complete an application online, then you visit the enrollment location with your appointment, you do your fingerprinting, your documentation, and your payment. Then you receive what's called your KTN, known traveler number. And when you have your KTN, you add it to your future reservations with your airlines, which over 90 participate currently. And then your TSA PreCheck will appear on your boarding pass, and the application only costs $78. US citizens and legal permanent residents require a background check. Another program called Global Entry, which expedites your re-entry into the US from abroad, uses facial recognition at the entry point kiosk before you go to the custom agent's desk. This speeds up your process. This costs about $100 to apply, and the rules are a little bit more involved for that application. However, Global Entry includes the TSA PreCheck benefits, so it's worth looking into. Personally, at this time, I just had TSA PreCheck. So how do you get this for free? Top secret travel tips to the rescue. There's literally over a dozen credit cards that reimburse you for these programs, so much so that TSA has it on their website. Some only cover TSA PreCheck, so please read the fine print. You can go to ttp.dhs.gov to learn more about the programs. Some of the ones that offer a low annual fee under $100 and offer TSA PreCheck reimbursement are the AA Advantage Executive World Elite MasterCard. Now, please don't confuse this with the one I mentioned in my book, Confessions of a Serial Traveler, where I talk about accumulating your travel points rewards, using them for travel with the City Business AA Advantage Platinum Select card that I have. Those that business card, those are two different cards entirely. Others to consider: Bank of America Premium Rewards Credit Card, $95 a year. Capital One Venture Card, $95 a year. If you're into the premium cards, you can go with your Capital One Venture X card, but that's going to set you back about $395 per year. Or the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant American Express card, that's $650 a year. Or the MasterCard Black card at $495, or the Gold at $995. Frankly, I don't know anyone holding the Gold card. I would tell you to try the AA Advantage card by Citi first. It's under $100. And of course, when the book comes out, please read the book, the upcoming edition, the second edition book. It'll explain more about why I go to the AA Advantage card. There's so many juicy stories. Literally, I could just do a 2-hour roundtable, but I'm going to break this down into segments for you, other videos instead. The last story that I want to share with you today is a great story from one of my favorite people, billionaire Sir Richard. Billionaire Sir Richard Branson surprises entire Delta flight with a free cruise on Virgin Voyage's newest ship. Sir Richard boarded a flight from Atlanta to San Juan to surprise some lucky passengers with a cruise on Virgin Voyage's Resilient Lady. And Resilient Lady is a beautiful ship. I sailed her in Greece. She's just a beautiful, beautiful ship. And Sir Richard was on board for his celebration. A group of people got on a flight heading to San Juan and were surprised to find Sir Richard Branson on board to announce to every single Delta SkyMiles member passenger on the plane over the age of 18 that they would be gifted a free cruise on his newest ship, the Resilient Lady. The Caribbean has been my home for many years, and I'm very excited to welcome Resilient Lady as she sails from San Juan to visit the region's most beautiful destinations, Branson said in a press release. My excitement clearly couldn't be contained, so we came up with a way to celebrate with a personal invitation and surprise for some unsuspecting guests on a Delta flight to San Juan. The flight was chosen because San Juan is in the home port of the Resilient Lady. At the departure gate, Sir Branson and his Virgin crew could be seen giving pre-flight entertainment with dancers, drinks, music, and prize wheels. Each passenger got to spin before boarding. That must have been a great flight. I sure wish I was on board, but I'm so happy I got to meet you, Sir Richard, on your celebration cruise. I talk a lot about Virgin Voyages, especially in my newest book, and that's probably because for me, as it should be for you, it's all about the actual experience, the deal, the value, and most importantly, the savings. Virgin Voyages is the best, and when it comes to adult kids free cruising with all the perks included, there's no hidden bill other than what you order. No nickel and diming for gratuity, Wi-Fi, waters, soda, fitness classes, specialty dining. It's all included in your fare. And that is special to those who don't appreciate being constantly nickeled and dimed for things on board. Hello, can I get a hello? Hands up. If you are a cruiser and you want to try a luxury cruise line, adults only cruising, or if you've already enjoyed a Virgin Voyages cruise below, please comment. We want to hear your thoughts. We appreciate you listening to us today and hope this channel will bring you the content that you as a consumer need to make informed decisions when deciding how, where, and how much to spend on your travel plans and who to book through Top Secret Travel. We encourage you to like and subscribe and tell your friends and coworkers all about us. Please go out and shop your cruise, hotel, and destination travel, and then send Top Secret Travel your online quote and see if a price can be matched and a perk for booking through one of our agents. I assure you that you will be happy you did. Until the next time, travel like a king or a queen.